What's going on, Virgo? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a great week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. Appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, your shares, keeping this guy coming back and keeping us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy your higher self has brought you here. You are in for an amazing journey. Now, what I'm going to be doing this week is a tarot card reading for the week of November 13th through the 19th. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems are ready to rock. We're going to doing it right. Now I'm going to be pulling 15 cards. They're going to be in 5 groups of 3. The middle group is going to represent the nature of your problem. The upper left and upper right hand corners are going to be some future outcomes that we're going to play around with. The bottom left will be some perspectives that you might want to consider in relationship to the nature of the problem. And finally, the bottom right will be whatever messages your higher self would like you to know. And in case you all were curious, I'm using Aleister Crowley's Thoth deck. The imagery on these cards are really cool, so I'll make sure to show you them all throughout. And I included a link down below in case you wanted to get your own, maybe pull with me, however you want to do with it what you will. But without further ado, higher self, what do we have in store for Virgo this week? Let me get your cards pulled and we will get to it. Oh, Virgo. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that, Virgo. We just got wise. But yes, mindfulness all over the place. Well, just sprinkled. Yeah, we won't, because you also got queens all over the place. So it's good. I am with it. Okay, enough of that. Let me get your cards all organized and we'll get right to it. Okay. Nice, that's cool. Okay. Interesting. All right. Okay. I think we're ready to rumble. So, for the nature of your problem this week, I pulled the 7 of discs here. And then the cards that came along with it are the 8 of Cups and the Queen of Wands. Now, I know how this looks. But with the 7 of discs being the nature of your problem this week, I just feel like we've been let down. Maybe we're in this place where we feel like we might have failed, because this is a card of failure. It's a card of unmet goals, of you know, putting in a lot of work, but not getting quite the right balance. You know, you put in all this work, but you're not getting what you feel like you deserved. I just feel like I feel like we've just been feeling like just really let down and just been like just kind of back to back defeats. And it's really kind of gotten into this place where we're just like, what are we doing? And if I really kind of feel like, honestly, with these 2 energies here, well, let's tackle this mindfulness right off the bat. Because with the 8 of Cups here, I feel like this is a card of, you know, you're kind of a card of indolence, of procrastination, of kind of like starting things and maybe not seeing them through. And they're kind of similar energies. I feel like this typically leads to this, or you know, vice. They do a very unique dance, these 2 cards, because it's like it's easy to get in a spiral with these cards. I feel like is what I'm trying to say here. Because with this card, it's like if you get in a place where you're feeling down, you feel like you can't just seem to get ahead. There's no it feels like life is against you. I can see where we don't have where we start feeling a little lackluster, you know, about maybe tackling new things, you know, because you're looking back in the past, you know, it's like, well, this hasn't worked, this hasn't worked, this hasn't worked. And it could be whether it be with love, could be with a project, could be with whatever it is. We're just not getting the wins that we want, or just that we feel that we deserve. And it's just getting us to this place where I don't want to say we don't care, but I feel like things are starting to fall by the wayside, you know. And I feel like I don't think things have gotten out of control necessarily, but I do feel like it's something that, you know, it's been brought here, so let's go ahead and deal with it. Because look what else you brought me in this. You brought me a little Queen of Wands. So I do feel like that there is, the fact that you're here, take this, look at this as your first step to dealing with these things. That's what I've been kind of telling people here as of late, you know, because sometimes it can feel hard, you know, because at some point, you know, once we've kind of gotten the lessons from these, you know, we're trying to figure out how to get out of this. And no, I feel like no one wants to wallow in this too long. You know, we want to get the growth out of this and get to this Queen of Wands energy. And I feel like with the Queen of Wands popping up, this is saying, you know, you're going to have to look into that adaptability, you know, that get into learning how to, when these come at you, just kind of rolling with the punches. And I know I know it's a lot easier said than done, but I feel like the one thing I like about, or really that I love about the present is, sure, right now we're feeling this. We may not be able to control these and what's happening to us at the moment, but we can control how we feel about them. So then that can give us some kind of like renewed energy to face these issues. Because, you know, if we're not getting the lessons, then of course, you know, in order to get you the wisdom that you need, if these cards need to take on the bad guy role, they'll totally do it. And sometimes they do it a little too well. But that's not to discourage you, because I do feel like we have we being Virgo, I'm living through you, Virgo, and we have this energy here that we can adapt, that we can keep cool under pressure, that this just might be, sure, we might not have been hitting it, we may not be getting it here lately, but there is victory on the horizon. And let me show you, if we just need because look at what you got over here. You got a three of a kind over here, Virgo. On the right-hand side here, you got the Ace of Disc, the Six of Disc, and the Four of Disc. You know, I want to kind of talk about this Four of Disc first, because I feel like that's where we're going to need to build on. We need to establish a new foundation, because the Four of Disc is a card of power. It's a card of that gain and authority, of influence. So I feel like this is you getting your control back. But now it's just like, it's time to, let's just like give these some air, figure out where we have been kind of letting things sort of fall, where we've been slacking in some areas. And let's try to get some control back into that. Let's try to rein those stuff in again, because you got, you know, once we start moving, we know we got Ace of Disc, you know, on the brain, you know, and disc have to deal with money matters, usually business matters, money matters. So again, if this is business, if this is love, whatever this is that you're working on, abundance is coming, because that's what the Ace of Disc is. All of the aces represent, like, you know, new opportunities, big stuff coming in, and disc in particular, and money, but whatever abundance looks like to you. Because I feel like we might even need just some even some emotional fulfillment at this point, because sometimes this can kind of get us, this can get us down. You know, if our emotions are down, then our resources get down, and vice versa. So I get that, but I do feel like once we start taking those steps and getting, you know, start maybe planting that first Ace of Disc, you know, planting that first seed, we're going to get to that success. And that's what the Six of Disc is about, that accomplishment, that win we've been looking for. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the biggest win. I feel like there are no such things as small, well, yes, there are such things as small wins, but I feel like there's no, what am I trying to say here? Like, there's all of the wins deserve a bit of celebration. You know, all 6 of these wins, because I'm thinking I want you to get 6 wins, Virgo, out of this. Get the most you can out of this, so then we can get that center one. Is just like, get that abundance bomb. But I do feel like something that might help you uplift, you know, kind of help you kind of ease this journey, because this definitely, you know, I could see how this might feel like an uphill battle. But anything that can kind of help ease this up along the way, it's like, okay, I'm getting a little more endurance now. Okay, this is not so bad. You know, we can keep this going, because, you know, let's go ahead and move over to this right-hand side here, or excuse me, left-hand side. Because over here, you have the Seven of Cups, you have the Queen of Cups, and then the Devil. Now, with these cards, let's talk about these two first before we talk about this other lovely queen here. Because the Seven of Cups is a card of, it's a card of debauchery, a card of toxicity, of, you know, could be of deceit, you know, like, and I feel like deceit in the sense of maybe I don't, you know, I feel like it's more so deceit of the things that we've been kind of telling ourselves more so. But with this card, usually I always say that this is a prelude to a devil moment. So maybe for some, because haven't been getting that win, you know, we've been sort of just really kind of down in the dumps, we might be indulging into some escapism, you know, and take that as it resonates. You know, this is not, you know me, this is not, I can barely shuffle, so this is definitely not medical advice, but it's just something to maybe think about. You know, are we trying to substitute our happiness with our, you know, how are we dealing with this energy here? Because you don't want to get to the place where you're kind of like drowning it out with Seven of Cups, because then the devil will become the nature of your problem. And we all know how the devil feels. But I will say good news with the devil, because our bond has been changing over the last week or so. And with the devil, I feel like when you're dealing with this energy here, I feel like I want to put emphasis on the strength that it requires when a devil moment pops up. Because sure, the devil moment is like the Seven of Cups, just like cranked up. But you know, it's also saying, like, it's not the devil, again, not trying to just keep you down just for, you know, we just want to see Virgo down all the time. No, we want you to rise from this. We want you to come out of this. We want you to be all regal and calm and adaptable and just like in control of this. Because that's something too, I don't know if I mentioned with her. Because look down here, you would think, imagine these flames are all these problems that she has down here. And it's not that she's ignoring them. It's not that she's ignoring them. Everything is exactly where it should be. You know, everyone else might be like, girl, look out. She's like, chill. Felix is calm. Everyone's calm. I'm dealing with them how I'm dealing with them. You know, just let me be. Let me handle this. And you know what? I love that the Queen of Cups is coming here too, because whom better to help you. Oh, I love this. Look at these queens about to work together. Because I feel like in order to get to this, or something that might assist you to help channel this Queen of Wands energy, is to channel that Queen of Cups energy. And the Queen of Cups, her superpower for me is that she's impressionable by the influences by the influences of other cards. And you would think, Justin, that's not a strength. She's impressionable. But hear me out, because when I say she's impressionable, she takes this energy here, similar to the Queen of Queen of Wands. She takes this energy here, and it's just like when it comes into her space, because she's sitting on a throne of still water here. You know, everything is calm, everything is tranquil. So when you got moments like this coming in here, bet she's aware of that. And all she's gonna do is just kind of look at it and just like, hey guys, tell me the nature of your problem. What is it that you want to leave here? What strengths are you trying to get here? And because she's an observer too, she sees that, she analyzes it, and then she works her magic. She's taking the lessons from these. Because listen, this happens to the best of us here. But it's just to remind you that we're all the best. And it's just taking that energy here and just molding it, taking the lessons that they're taking those strengths and applying them to yourself. Because look at how regal you are. You're bringing queen energy times 2. I'm digging it, and you should be digging it too. And you know what? Let's go over here to some perspectives to consider. Because you got the Three of Wands here, you have the Two of Cups, and the Prince of Wands. Now, I feel like with the Three of Wands popping up, this is my card of just like, it's a card of virtue, but it's more so I feel like a card of just like that realization of hope. And also having that and really kind of doubling down on like that established strength that you need to deal with this stuff. Because the thing with these two, you know, it'd be nice to say that these problems are day by day, but sometimes they can come moment by moment. And I feel like just realizing that you do have the strength to deal with this stuff. And maybe while you're dealing with this, let's start doing some things that are going to start filling your cups back up again. Let's start cleaning up these cups here. You know, let's start transitioning. You know, doing some alchemy here, because we've gotten to this place. And you know, take it at your own time. But I feel like if we start doing things that are going to uplift us, that are going to get us to that fulfillment, then we can get to this Two of Cups here. And I love the Two of Cups, not just because it told me to love it. This is a card Because really, these 2 cups are great, but this is where we want to start here. Because I feel like when you're dealing with this, you're going to need compassion, just mad amount of compassion. Because this is some heavy stuff that you can deal with depending on what degree that you're in it. And I just feel like while you're doing this, just pour yourself some of that love, some of that compassion, some of that nurturing energy. Just really be kind to yourself in this, because this is a very vulnerable time. This is very vulnerable energy. And you don't want to, I feel like you don't want to make it to where it's just become too much, or where it's just like where we did paint these as the bad guys and now they're all out to get us. No, they are there to strengthen you, so that when you're ready to come out and we're standing a little bit taller, your cups are going to overflow, and then look at how beautiful your ocean has become again. The sky's all clear, everything is lovely, Virgo. And you know what? That's going to take some courage, because this is one of Leo's cards. But more so, this is kind of like my card. This is like my fake it till you make it card. So it could be too, and not necessarily that you need a fake being happy until you get with this, but it could just be just like, all right, I'm not pleased with this, but I gotta tackle it. I'm not like, let's just pick one. Pick one thing. Start with the nature of your problem. You've seen it, I've seen it. Let's deal with it. Start with just one. And just rising up, taking that and going out there and being bold with it. Just like, this is not going to bring me down. We're going to keep our head up high. We're going to let the sunlight in. We're going to get back to that equilibrium, Virgo. And let me show you, because look at where your higher self is taking you, which is really cool, because you got the 7 of Wands here, the 2 of Disc, and the Universe. And this is what the 7 of Wands is kind of what I was talking about with these, with that 6 of Disc here, and talk about the little victories here, because this is appreciating the small wins, and also having that courage to face this stuff head on, to get in this like, I've made you the bad guy, but now I'm ready to make you a partner, and now let's help raise me up. 7 of Disc, let's raise us up. 8 of Cups. Yo, I'm ready to hang with you. Let's and maybe even just playing around like that, making it even lighter. Because oddly enough, the devil and I are becoming friends, what? But see, at first, I treated him like the villain, and that's how he would come out. Bad. Wow. See how close we've gotten? That was obnoxious. Okay, moving on from that, because we need to, get used to this fluctuation here. I can't even look at you right now. We need to get used to this fluctuation here, because this is where the joke has been. I forgot who I said this with. I think I said with Capricorn last week, but I was saying that the priestess lives here and the Queen of Cups likes to. I feel like they're roommates. I'm not entirely sure where that relationship's going yet, but let me tell you about what this card is actually about, because this is about getting used to that ebb and flow of life. When things are good, we're celebrating that good, absolutely. Then when things are bad, okay, we're putting in that work, we're getting the lessons, but ultimately we want to get in that sweet spot here, so that everything is balanced, so that they don't come across like such extremes, so that these energies here, I'll look at you now, these energies here don't compound. They don't like inundate us in all this stuff. We can better balance that. And that's really been kind of like my mantra here. It's like with that work hard, play hard. It's like we want to work smart and play smart. And so I just feel like this energy here is just like, let's try to find this so that these extremes don't happen. So that when we're, we don't want to get so high that when we come down, the crash is so far down. Trying to find that balance and then seeing that big picture. Because that's what the universe is about, getting that big picture. Because I know, and this is just as a generalization, Virgos are seen as like, perfectionists, very detail oriented, and this isn't going to apply for all of you. This is just, again, a generalization. But, there's that stigma that Virgos have trouble seeing the big picture because we're focused too much on the details. And I don't feel like that's the case here. I feel like the details are just as important, because if anything, you're appreciating the journey along the way. But I will say, don't get too caught up in the details. Definitely keep this broader picture in mind. We do want to have somewhere we're going. We don't want to get to where we're hanging around in one area too long and then the growth is stopping, if that makes sense. At least I feel like that's a good place. We can go ahead and transfer back over. But yeah, I feel like with this energy, just keeping that big picture in mind that, yes, we're in the, for some of us, we're in the heat of it right now. This is some mindfulness, lots of mindfulness. Look at that, fan myself with it. But look at that, I can fan myself with it because you know what? They're providing a breeze because now we're working together. Ooh, look at that. Did you feel that? Because it is. It's and believe me, Pisces got it earlier this morning. Small thing about me, the nature of my problem this morning was epic. But you know what? It's one of those things. Could I definitely gotten wrapped up in this energy? Absolutely. Did I stay in it a little bit? Of course, because come on, we're human. It happens. You know, sometimes the thoughts pop in your head and then one gets appealing. You're just like, oh yeah, I'll ride that train for a little bit. But then look, we came back here, brought that energy, left it behind us, got a little bit better from it. And that's just, I feel like that's what this energy wants from you here, Virgo, to just remember that, you know, you got this power. You're going to get your foundation and you're going to be so royal after this queenly energy that you're bringing, second nature. It's only a matter of time, Virgo. So yeah, if we're in this, I hope that resonated with you because I feel like we're going to get through this okay. But if you haven't already, subscribe, like, share. And for just a better picture of you while you're working through this, let's accumulate some strengths here. Let's check our moon, check our rising, and this week we're checking our Saturn. How funny, because the nature of your problem, both of these cards are one Saturn in Taurus, and this one's Saturn in Pisces. So let's check our Saturn, see if we got some, if there's some tools there that we might be able to use to get to this queenly state. And you know what else might help you get to a queenly state? Some of this information from Celestial News Weekly. That's what I know. This is how we're going to be. It's like I'm trying to talk about these problems, but I'm like low-key in the back of my mind. Okay, there's something clever coming, There it is. So hopefully this gets you at least a little bit of a laugh, Virgo. I'm just trying to lighten the mood a little bit. Just a little bit. Not ignoring your problem, but just make it so that you're in a better headspace to deal with it. Okay, let's do this thing. To the news. Oh, let me get some tea, maybe some chamomile, calm me down. Okay, so on the 16th, we have Venus entering Sagittarius. And this is a time, how I was talking about with love and all that. Maybe things have just been feeling intense just with it still being kind of Scorpio season. We're coming towards the end of it, but we've still got maybe another week or so, maybe about a week and a half. But right now, with Venus entering Sagittarius, Venus is all about that love and finance and sensuality. The romantic energy is getting a little bit lighter. And romance, in the sense of it could be love, but I feel like even love for whatever you're doing, just something that you're passionate about. I feel like that energy is, there's going to be this impetus to pursue a truth and to find like a higher meaning in what we love. So I feel like in this time, maybe that might be one thing to kind of help you get out of this. Where did that one card go? Three of Wands. Find something that's virtuous. Find something that's just going to lift you up a little bit more, get you closer to that fulfillment. And you know what, too? There's a good time because on the same day, the last quarter moon is going to be taking place. And this is like a time for harvest. And this is like preparing the next seeds because, man, because I don't know if I really gave that the appropriate amount of emphasis. You got three of a kind in one of these things. And when you get energies that are like that, that's why I do these groups of three. When you get those energies that kind of like, that group together, they strengthen them. So absolutely, look at that strength coming. So totally, and this is a good time too. Also, kind of reestablishing some things, out with the old, in with the new, get some freshness in here so that we can get this ball rolling. Next, big old party in Sagittarius because Mercury is going to be joining in the mix. And this is a good time too for philosophizing, passionate debates, and just kind of keeping an open mind in general. Take what resonates with you, leave the rest with them. But just being open to hear the different stuff. Because sometimes, and this could be a good time too, if you got someone that you want to talk with about this, someone you trust in your inner circle, it might be a good time just to kind of lay out some stuff, just like, hey, this is something I'm dealing with. What do you think about it? and just seeing where that might take you, you know, because it might provide the perspective that you need. Yeah, I like that. Okay, three more things, and then we'll get your surprise card. Now we have the sun is going to be trine with Neptune. And with this energy, there's going to be a kind of a light shined on our imagination and our spirituality. So this could be a good time too, and I'm more so emphasizing on the spirituality part of it. It might be a good time to get in touch with our higher self, you know, just kind of seeing where, just doing some real soul searching and just kind of figure out where we're at with this energy. You know, what we could do to, what lessons are in here, what opportunities are here to get us for growth. And this is a good time too. Think about, and this is another thing. Think about it this way. Yeah, you're in the midst of it, you know, right now. But when you get out of it, when you have someone in, you know, who's either close to you or maybe someone you run into, you know, is going through the same thing, you're going to be able to come at it with that compassion that you've experienced, and then be able to spread this all throughout and really expanding on this energy, because it is one of those things where it's just like, well, what if I didn't want this lesson? Well, hey, it's not a lesson, it's a strength. Look at the strength you got. Look how strong you are, Virgo. Love it. Some stones or some crystals that might help along with this energy too. Good old sunstone, and I don't have that here. And a celestite is another good one, that good stone to work with this energy. Next, you have Mercury conjunct with Venus, because of course they're all partying at Sagittarius right now. So of course they're besties right now. And with this, the kind of approach to life is a little bit differently. You know, you remember I was talking about how sensual Venus is. Well, I feel like the conversation, or just like the mood, is going to become a little more kind of debonair, a little smooth, a little suave, very James Bond type energy is what I'm kind of getting with that, as far as just like that, hey there. Yeah, that's my James Bond voice. That's why I'm not cast. But this could, you know, conversations might be geared around like art, romance, finances, you know. If you got a Taurus friend, this is going to be in Taurus's wheelhouse. So definitely check that, you know, hit them up. But this also could be a good time too if we're looking to do some kind of like negotiations. You know, maybe this is, maybe something's been kind of going stagnant this week. Maybe we got a sales pitch coming up here soon for an idea, for a business. You know, maybe we're looking for a promotion. This could be a good time too. You know, the energy is going to be, I feel like people are more receptive, you know, feeling a little more collaborative. So, you know, try to feel out the room. You know, you'll know. Trust that intuition, and you know, just feel it out. And I feel like you'll be able to make the most of that. Lastly, Mars. Crystals. Good old quartz, and then opal as well is another good one to work with this energy. Lastly, you got Mars is squared with Jupiter, and with this you don't have him here, but her husband, the Knight of Wands, that's very Mars and Jupiter energy. You know, you got this very like explosive kind of like move, like an overabundance of energy. You know, you can like move mountains. You know, it's very cool. But, and this is always my caveat with him too, with all this energy, you know, you want to make sure that you're being mindful where we're channeling it. You know, move with intention, because with him and with this energy, if we go too fast, if we're just going just to go, eventually, I always say with the Knight of Wands, going like that and going aimlessly is the quickest way to end up in a. All right, sorry about that, Virgo. I had nature my problem expanded, but everything is fine for real this time. Okay, so I feel like we talked about Mars and Jupiter. Let's get your surprise card and get you out of here. Okay, nice. Okay, Knight of Swords. So, let's say, where's the nature of your problem? I got a whole big mess here. So, I do feel like with the Knight of Swords popping up as your surprise card here, you know, this is that clarity coming in for you. I do feel like, you know, with things have been heavy. You know, I feel like, you know, when you're in that, it's hard to see the finish line, or even to see, honestly, to sometimes even see where the starting line is. But I do feel like that clarity is coming, and I feel like you're going to be able to go out there. You're going to, once you see that, you're going to be able to go out there and conquer it. You know, you're going to be, the world is going to, your universe is going to open up for you in a way that I even think is going to surprise you, Virgo. So I just say, you know, I get it when we're in it, it's tough, but stay strong, and it's going to, where'd our ladies go? Oh, I found one. Oh, okay, I was going to say the other one must have went for tea. Channel that, I'm not even sure where I was going to go with that. I just wanted to show the queens some more. They just wanted to say goodbye. That's all. Yeah, is that it? I think that's it, Virgo. All right, enough craziness. This nature of my problem kind of threw my day off a little bit, but hopefully you had a little bit fun with this. Hopefully this lifted your day, and hopefully this shows you too that even when madness, even when the curveballs come at you, we keep that energy, you know, and we're not faking it. It's not like, because even with all this that's got me thrown off, it's like, sure, am I a little all over the place? I mean, when am I not? And it's just like having fun with that. So stay safe out there, Virgo. Keep raising that vibration, and I will catch you on the next one later.